Hello and welcome. For this tutorial we're going to be making a cover plate. So it's a pretty basic design here, but we'll be working on different angles. So I will be going over how to make the part, and then I will show you a representation of the drawing, and you should be able to do the drawing on your own. So I'm just going to start a new part studio here, and for the first thing I'm just going to create the circle. So sketch, front plane, get normal to the front plane with the N key, C for circle, going into the center here, and dimension it out to 4 inches, and then extrude the cover plate, and that's going to be a 1/2 inch thick, so 0.5, green check mark. And now we're going to line up where all of these holes are going to go by making some construction lines. So sketch, choose the front face again, and now I'm just going to be creating some construction lines. So C for circle, and then Q is my construction line hotkey. I'm going to go from the center here and bring it out, dimension this circle out to 3, and now to line up all the holes, I'm just going to create some construction lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So line, Q, and then for the first one, I'm just going to make it snap to that quadrant of the circle. And now, since this is fully defined, I'm gonna base all my other lines off of this line. So here's what I mean by that. So line Q, and then this is going to come up here, and then so I'm going to dimension this to be 75 degrees, and notice now that is fully defined. And I'm going to keep going here. Line Q, line Q, line Q, and dimension, so from here to here, that is going to be 90, and then from here to here, that is going to be 60, from here to here, that's going to be 45. So, and notice that it is all black, so that means it is fully defined. So now I can go ahead and add in my circles. So what this means up here, right, there's 5, and there's a hole that is 3/8 inches through the whole part. And then this is a counterbore with a diameter of 9/16, and it is a 1/4 inch, has a 1/4 inch depth. So I'm gonna focus on the first part here, the 3/8 through. Click on the center, and then I'm just going to keep going to all the points, and that will be the center of all my holes. And I'm going to dimension this first one, D for dimension, and that is going to be 3/8, so 3 divided by 8 if I don't remember the fraction, and then it comes up as a decimal. So instead of going around and dimensioning each of these, I'm just going to make them equal to each other. So E, and then this is like a constraint or a condition that you're going to put on all of these. So equal to, I'm going to click on this, then click on that, and then I can just keep going around. And notice how they become black because they become fully defined now. So now that I have all my 3/8 holes in the correct locations, I am going to hit the extrude key and remove. And since it's through all, the depth of 1 inch is fine, or you can actually just put in the through all. Check it off, and you're good. So now we got the hole of 3/8. Now we're going to just have to go over those again and add in the 9/16 counter bore. So sketch, click on the front face here, and then I'm just going to go around and make the circles again. This time they're going to be in the center of the holes. So when you hover over it, you'll notice that orangey yellow square comes up, and then there's a centric condition that pops up. That's what you want. And again, I'm just going to dimension this first one out to being 9/16. And then I'm going to set them all equal to that. So E for the equal, and I'm just going to go around and set them equal to each other. And once you have that, you're just going to click over here to extrude, remove, and then it's going to be 1/4, so 0.25, or again you can do the 1 divided by 4. And so from here, we're good. So that's it. So it's a fairly simple part once you know how to input these angles and figure out how you are going to put them in there. There are other features that you can make circular patterns and things like of that nature, but sometimes it's easier just to do it out. And especially when you're working with a bunch of different angles, sometimes the circular pattern, if these were all equal and they were spaced, then the circular pattern would work much more efficiently. But since they're all different angles, sometimes it's easier just to draw it all out. So then once you have created the part, you're going to go right into the drawing. And this is the drawing that you should make. So you're going to have, this is the top view of the drawing, and the top view can actually highlight the depth or the width of your part in this case. So I called this the front, and that is indeed the front, and then our isometric view actually looks like the drawing that was given to us. So that looks pretty good. Make sure that you have you mark these center points, and make sure that your angles are even. So what you're going to have to do is actually create some lines that go from the center of the circle out to the midpoint of this circle, just to give it some more dimension. I mean, they don't have to be there, but and if you get rid of them, like it does clean up the space a little bit. You might want to go for that look, but I don't mind the lines being there, because it kind of shows that everything is being based off the center of this circle, this cylinder. So actually I missed something here, so I'm actually going to go in and do that. So the note here needs to have all of this in the note. So I'm going to go ahead and double click, and I'm going to put 5 times right there, and that is good. And I'm going to just put THRU for through, and a space in between there. And then on the bottom here, I'm going to incorporate all of this. So depth, depth or counterbore symbol, excuse me, and then diameter symbol. And since I am working in since I am working in decimals, I want to keep that notation. So 9/16 is 0.5625. So 0.5625 or 5. Oh, my mistake again. Okay, so let's tap out of this for a minute, and I'm going to actually change what, so I am dimensioning the counterbore here. I don't want that. I want that. And notice that changes it by quite a bit. So now, right, so now it's 3/8 that we're actually, so that's, again, as you're moving through this stuff, you're gonna find your mistakes, and that's okay. It's good that you're finding them. So underneath here, I'm gonna put in that counterbore symbol, and then my diameter symbol, and then I'm gonna put the 0.60625. But I'm just gonna put that at 6.3 because we're working with 3 decimal places here. And then the depth is going to be 0.25. Click outside here, and now we're good. So we have our note on the hole. We have our degrees of where they are all placed, and we have the 2 necessary diameters. We have the so the diameter of the actual object, and then the diameter of the construction circle where all of the holes are lined up on. So from here, you are pretty good. So now you're just going to go ahead and fill out the title and fill out the drawing number, and make sure that they're in a format that makes sense. And yeah, so good luck with this, and take care.